Okay, my name is Johnny Robato. I play some Warframe again. Ooh, nice. Excellence Warframe adapter blueprint. Oh, the Excellence Warframe adapter blueprint doesn't require the exceptional sentient cores, huh? Perfect. Let's go make that. Make that. X. There we go. The weapon adapter does require that exceptional sentient core, but I need this and this to make that. Okay. Radiance, Centrum, and Heartnet. I think you get that from that quill guy next to the Cetus. Oh, I own one already. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Wait. If I own one.
Visa check. Hull integrity.
Upgrade. Excellence. So this one has one. Be cool to make them with Octavia, but I don't really need it though. What would I put on there anyway? Yeah, it'd be a waste. Okay. Okay, so right now, real jack. I gotta wait for the real jack thing to build. Real jack, so I wanna do so what I really want to do is this right here.
Always a pleasure.
Kill enemies with heat damage. Hijack a cruise ship from the enemy. Start a railjack mission. To start a railjack mission.
Till then.
I need to start Rising Tide. Right here. But for that you need the second dream quest, which I did already. You need to obtain a railjack Cephalon blueprint, which I did already. So that should be crossed off. And build railjack Cephalon in Foundry, which I'm doing right now. And then I could do this. And then I go through the whole railjack BS. And then I should start doing all these other ones too, actually. Octavia's Anthem. Okay, I want to level up. What else do I need to do, man? Darrow Vandal. Let's get that Darrow Vandal so we could build it and have more stuff to level up. Yeah. Do that 3 times. And then after that, we'll go see where we're at with Deimos, Cetus, and Solaris. I've been through here. Oh. Oh, how do you get in this?
Security has locked down the coolant cells. We have no choice but to destroy them. Destroyed. Security measures have locked the coolant cells in place. Destroy them. The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Cell destroyed. We'll stop the insertion. This target. This will keep them melting. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Jiggity jig. E-R.
Security measures have locked the coolant cells in place. Destroy them. Coolant cell destroyed. Security has locked down the coolant cells. You have no choice but to destroy them. The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete the sabotage and use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell destroyed. Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown. Job well executed.
Okay.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells.
Who needs some catabriots?
Security measures have locked the coolant cells in place. Destroy them. Coolant cell destroyed.
Keg to ignore.
Damn, what the hell? Holy shit. I was getting over it, man.
have no choice but to destroy them. The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell destroyed. Fuel cell reinserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown. Destroy the fuel.
Corpus transport, J, stand by for infestation scan. Corpus transport, J, scans indicate infestation, code yellow. Prepare your organic crewmen for decontamination.
Security has locked down the coolant cells. We have no choice but to destroy them. Coolant cell destroyed. Security measures have locked the coolant cells in place. Destroy them. The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can to make sure it never works again. Coolant cell destroyed.
Man, I gotta get mag. 45. 45 halves. Going up Veneer Senate Ectoplasma.
Another job well executed.
For inspection. Accepting real arrivals now. Welcome back, Captain. Proceed to dock from customs and inspection. Next in queue. Power. Punch.
Okay, let's head over to is it Earth? Venus. Let's head over to Utica.
We gonna do this?
Rank up.
We can talk.
Oh, nice. Okay. Rank up right here. Hold up before I do that. Bounties.
No worries. I've got others on me. Copy that. Keep a shiny
That's how
side
we
up,
do.
Sparky.
Would do.
Guns! What? I can't talk to two people at once.
Okay, so I do have the vermin splicer.
Hot choice.
I do have the brash. Need one more right here. Which I was planning on getting was splat. Planning on getting this splat right here. Splat, splat, splat. For the splat, I need doer, and then I just need one more splat. Okay, so almost there.
Are you sure you don't want one?
So let me go ahead and fast travel to
These
Utica.
ain't from around here. Or anywhere that I know.
Rank up.
Solaris United
Look.
don't trust easy.
Oh. Easy peasy, continue.
Alright, let's deal.
Let's go ahead and get this here. Radiant Zodiac. What is this? Unit Gyro Blueprint. Oh, that's for the little guy, right? Yeah, I'll get him later. For now, I'll get this right here. Radiant Zodiac. So then I can build is a kit gun with this. Scrap.
Does that conclude our business here, Sparky?
Now to rank up, this is what I'm trying to get to right here. To
Sure.
rank up, I'm
We
gonna
can
need 10. Okay, so I'm good with everything. I just need 10 medical bonds, and then the standing shouldn't be that hard. Medical bond.
Moving on, moving on. Be lucky.
Now let's see if this guy has medical bombs.
Used to be, you had a problem. Once you've caught a servofish or two, bring them here. Like when you've apprehended a servofish, bring it to me, and we can decide what best to do with it. As you were.
These are cool. Okay.
Until next time.
Who's this? Business, fast travel to Pluck Fingers.
Yes.
Browse wares.
Itinerant friend.
So I got these right here. That one. I got that one. I got this one. This one. I got this one. And looks like I got this one. Kodiak.
This decision
Let's
is
see.
ill-advised.
Great
The
Venture
pursuit of
Solaris
mineralogy can make
standing.
a person very happy indeed.
Okay, 800 standing. Okay, hold up.
I bid you the warmest of farewell.
Fast travel. Ticker. Alright, let's see what I
There's
want
work,
to try to go
if you
to
want
this here.
Solaris United don't trust easy.
Advances, I need
But
13. So
make
get rid of
good,
advances, don't get rid of shelter.
We can talk.
And credits, I just need 100,000. Okay. Don't get rid of any of the debt bonds. Alright. Now,
Copy that. Keep a shiny side
fast
up,
travel to
Sparky.
the ticker.
Don't matter to Neff one whit. You're an engineer or a lowly thrower. You owe, you go.
Sure, medical,
That's where
perfect. 10 right
you
there. Got it already.
Time to time.
126. 126,500 and nano spores.
No guarantees in life, but that doesn't mean we
Alright.
don't like it. Thank you.
Done. Got the medical bonds already. Cool. What else? What else? 20 years shelter, 20 shelter, 20 shelter. Yeah. Cool. He always has training and shelter. The medicals he's never gonna have. Actually, the familial he doesn't have.
I have other options. Check back in a little bit. New
Now if I
merchandise
fast travel to
all the time.
Utica,
Make it quick. What's it gonna be?
I will see that I have everything, right?
Sure. We
Boom.
can talk.
Now all I have to worry about is this, and the best way for that is mining.
Oh, you see Zoo. Send
Fast
him
travel
away.
to
Governor.
no luck? Or not yet?
I deal with people, not machines, mate.
Oh, okay.
Well. Another tenno. This ain't my usual line of work, you understand. I'm not from around here, but I've got a fast tractor and I know how to jump a rail. So a new friend in Zeta set me up with all this. Name's Little Duck, fortune hunter, rail agent, and the girl your mumsy warned you about. And now, somehow, the local quill-endorsed purveyor of ants and assorted paraphernalia. So, what'll it be?
Is that a shinobi headband around her neck? Vox Solaris standing. So what do we got with this here? To rank up, I need Vegatoroid, Calatoroid, Solatoroid. I don't even know how I got these. Temple of Prophet. Oh, Kita Arachnoids. Spaceport and the Orbalis. Might Arachnoids. Pickups and caves around Orbalis. Caves. If you find a stick, you can take a look at a cave. Alright. Alright. Rank up. Okay, so to rank up, I just need a Vegatoroid. And then what kind of stuff can I get from you? Hildren Blueprint. Oh. The best defense is the good offense. Hildren draws from the shield to fuel their abilities while energy recharging their shield.
You're cool.
Browseware.
Oi, see anything you fancy?
Can't get any of this.
No skin off my proverbial mate.
Gray Toroids for standing. The Toroids I have. That'll give me enough. Half
Gonna need parts
assembly.
to work with here, friend. Maybe come back when you're good to go.
Other services. Exotic goods. Anomaly shard, walk, roof, and sentient unlight. Not there yet.
Sparky, we got something in the works. Not ready to talk about it yet, though. You keep doing what you're doing. We'll have something to discuss.
Okay, so
Hey, you, come here. Act natural. I got work.
go mining. See what this guy's doing. nothing? Alright. Alright. Zodian, Hua. Alright, let's go. Let's go over here. We're gonna go down this way. Venerol. Okay. Now it says there's a cave here. There it is. Oh, nothing here. Weird. Looks like there's nothing at all. Alright, on to the next cave here. Alright. Bingo. Booyah, booyah. Whoa. This guy scared the hell out of me, dude. What the hell? Come on, man. Okay. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, let's head over to this one over here. Booyah. Hide me, who bro? What the hell? Here, how about this? Let's quick get the hell out of here. Too pro. Nothing in there. We're off to. Let's go to. Let's go to this one right here. How about that one? Where's that one at? There we go. All black. Whoa. Except the nodule. Ooh, can we push her? I need some electro plaques. I don't know if I get it right here. No? Can we or not, man? Come on. Give me something. Nope. Okay. Okay, that right there. There we go. Aw, man. Boo. Can't find the exit. Guess it still does. Need help. Yes, cheers. This is a random player right here. I don't even know them. They're telling me they're lost. I said, "You need help." He said, "Yeah."
place locked down, comms up.
Oh, they take me out? I guess if you're anywhere near that exit. Wait, what? Are you kidding me, man?
He's really there for you on a good day, sure.
What the hell,
He's
dude?
always there for you
All that,
on a bad one.
all that time I spent mining, man.
Big deep porpoise endorsed. One
What
more
the hell
witness
happened to all that?
profit comes around my head early in the cycle.
Ah,
They're
shoot.
gonna find me waiting at the shotgun.
Outworlder, we gonna do this?
Shut up, beautiful.
Moving on. Be lucky.
Gotta go solo. All right. Yeah, man. Did I really lose all that? Oh, I'm not even gonna think about it anymore. Alright, let's go over here. Deal with that, please. You know what? I'm gonna take this off here, and I'm gonna put some of this here. Death note in the background. There we go. Hey, where's the dub?
俺の勝ちだ。
Let's see.
悪く思うなよ。
That. No.
おい、リュウク、お前もやらないか
That. No.
おい、
Hold up. Wait a minute. Dub.
リュウク、お前もやらないかたまには仲間に入れよ
Damn it. Death. Nope. Dub. That's no dub. What is this? What about full of death? God tempted to visit. Relight. Oh, what is that? Yeah. No.
Yeah. Order.
Okay, they don't have them. Okay. Death Note 2020. Oh. Damn it, can't watch anything here. Oh shoot. All right. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. All right, hope that's dub.
What? A pair of sleeping skulls?
I win again. No hard feelings, right?
Hey there, Ryuk. Would it kill you to join us? You should come play with us for a change.
No. I'll pass.
Listen for the voice of God, then follow it. And know that in time you will find your salvation. Yagami, are you still with us? Can you please translate the following sentence into English?
Follow the teachings of God and receive his blessings, and so it shall be that the seas will again become bountiful, and the raging storms will subside.
Today, at approximately 11 a.m., a 32-year-old man was found stabbed to death in his apartment in the city of Yokohama, Kanagawa Prefecture. Kanagawa police are treating the case as homicide.
Was arrested in the district of Shibuya, Tokyo. He is being held in custody facing murder charges for the brutal slaying of his common-law partner, who was only 25 at the time of her death.
Day in and day out. The same news on permanent repeat.
This is all so ridiculous.
This world is
rotting.
Another noticeable consequence is the extinction of many species on the planet. Species are now becoming extinct at a faster rate than has ever occurred in our recorded history.
Death name? As in a notebook of death? How to use it? The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die. That's pretty lame. Not to mention twisted. It's really not that different from one of those chain letters you get. The human whose name is written in this notebook shall die? Come on. There must be something wrong with me to even consider it. This note will not take effect unless the writer has the person's face in their mind when writing his or her name. Therefore, people sharing the same name will not be affected. If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. So depending on the person you have in mind, you can either kill them easily or painfully, huh? This is pretty detailed for a prank, I'll give them that. So I write a name and that person dies. Like anyone would believe that. Wait, on the off chance someone really dies, would that make me a murderer?
Yup.
Yeah, right. It's completely impossible.
The same assailant who attacked 6 people at a busy shopping district in Shinjuku yesterday has struck again, taking 8 people hostage at this daycare center. His captives include both children and teachers. The police have now identified the suspect as 42-year-old Kuro Otoharada, currently unemployed. We expect negotiations to begin immediately.
A heart attack in 40 seconds? We'll see.
At the present time, that's all the police are telling us.
You can't help but feel concerned for the safety of those hostages.
You're absolutely right. We'll continue to monitor the situation from here.
Thank you for that report. What do you make of this, Mr. Hashimoto?
Well, one can only hope for a quick resolution to this situation.
Looks like the notebook doesn't work. Oh well, I didn't expect it to anyway.
Wait, we're seeing something here. Looks like movement at the front entrance.
The hostages are coming out, and they all look to be unharmed. The special forces are taking action. They're moving in. We don't know if the suspect's been arrested. Huh? Yes? Okay, we now have confirmation. The suspect has been found dead inside. I repeat, the suspect is now dead.
Dead?
The special forces are denying allegations that they shot the suspect.
So it's quite possible he was cornered and decided to commit suicide?
Well, according to statements from the hostages, the suspect just suddenly collapsed.
A heart attack? No way. It's coincidence. This has to be a coincidence.
Bye! It's already 6:30, you know. Don't you have cram school tonight?
Yeah, I'll be ready in just a sec. It's unlikely, but if by chance this thing is for real, I have to test it one more time. In which case, it should probably be another criminal. But if he's too well known, that won't matter. If he dies, there's a good possibility the news of his death will be covered up. I need to see results right away.
Didn't you want to
Suda. Maybe I should try killing him. No. I should definitely avoid killing people I know. And again, does it even really matter? I mean, would anyone really care if a guy like him was to disappear one day?
Sweet! Looks like we'll be hanging at the arcade after school.
Yeah, we're having a speed dating party tomorrow. You want to come?
Yeah, of course!
Oh, there's no way I'm missing that.
Damn it! Why is my mom so useless? She's never here to pick me up on time!
Once you actually start looking around, it makes you wonder if you'd be doing society a favor by getting rid of all these people.
Hey, baby! Where you going? Come have a little fun with us.
That's our taco for you. This guy can spot a hottie a mile away.
What's up, little lady? The name's Taco Shibuimaru. What do you say? Come hang out with us, pretty lady.
Please, I don't want any trouble.
You hear that? She doesn't want trouble.
Let's go, boys. Strip her down right here.
Are you sure?
No! Stop! Please! Help me!
Now, what will happen?
No!
note. It's from Ruben.
Oh man! Sakalo! Kid! He just came out of nowhere! Oh!
Now then, I better get going. It's been 5 days. Now then, I better get going.
You
headed somewhere, you?
Hate to tell you, but our whole world looks like this.
That's true, but I've dropped my death note.
You really messed things up, didn't you? Hold on a sec. Didn't you already trick the old man to get a second book? Don't tell me you dropped both of them.
You must have some idea where you dropped the thing. Yeah.
What a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting you home so early.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. It's because... Oh, the results of the nationwide exams.
I've been waiting all day.
Here.
Goodness, #1 again. These are the highest scores you've had.
Yeah, I guess. I'm going to study in my room, so please don't interrupt me, okay?
As you wish. Oh, Light, do you want anything at all, dear? You can ask for whatever you like.
No, I'm fine, Mom. Thanks, though. I've already got what I want.
He's a psycho.
You've taken quite a liking to it. No reason to act surprised. I am the Shinigami Ryuk. That used to be my notebook. Judging by your laughter, you've already figured out that what you have is no ordinary notebook.
Shinigami. The god of death, huh? Well, I'm not surprised.
Bad
In
capture.
fact,
That did not map out.
I've been waiting for you.
Oh?
I've already figured out that this death note I found is real. It didn't take me long. And now that I've witnessed the proof of its power, I only feel more confident in what I'm gonna do.
That's interesting. I certainly wasn't expecting this. Several death notes have made their way into the human world in the past, but you're the first to have written this many names. Look at how many people you've killed in only 5 days. Most are reluctant to write this much.
I've already prepared myself, Ryuk. I used the notebook even though I knew it belonged to a Shinigami. And now that Shinigami has come. So what'll happen to me? You're here to take my soul, right?
Huh? What do you mean? Is that some fantasy you humans came up with? I'm not gonna do anything to you. The notebook becomes part of the human realm from the very moment it touches the earth. In other words, the notebook is now yours.
This is mine?
If you don't want it, just give it to someone else. But if you give it away, I'd have no choice but to erase your memories of the notebook.
So then, you're saying I can use the death note all I want and I won't be punished?
Let's just say this. You will feel the fear and pain known only to humans who've used the notebook. And when it's your time to die, it will fall on me to write your name in my death note. Be warned, any human who's used a death note can neither go to heaven nor hell for eternity. That's all. Now you have something to look forward to after you die.
Light?
answer it.
What is it?
I thought you'd like some apples. The neighbors brought them over for us. Why on earth is it so dark in your room? You'll ruin your eyesight.
What's going on?
These ain't from around
Mom can't see him?
or anywhere that I know of. Only got a...
That notebook you found originally belonged to me. And since you're now using it, you are the only one who's able to see me. And of course, my voice can only be heard by you. In other words, the Death Note is the bond between Light, the human, and Ryuk, the Shinigami.
Familial debt bond.
Yum.
I just have one more question I want to ask you. Why was I chosen for this? Hey, are you even listening?
Apples in the human world are worth the trip. What's the best way to describe these? Juicy?
Just answer my question.
I didn't choose you. Don't you see this is all just an accident? You actually thought you were chosen because you're so smart or something? Don't be so vain. It just happened to fall around here and you just happened to pick it up. And that's all there is to it. That's why I wrote the instructions in English, the most popular language in the human world.
Then why did you drop it in the first place? You even wrote down specific instructions, so don't try to tell me this was an accident.
You're asking me why? I did it because I was bored.
You were bored?
The truth is, Shinigami haven't got much to do these days. Most of the time, we're either taking naps or gambling. If you take the time to write names in your death note, the others just laugh at you for working so hard. Even if you wrote the name of another Shinigami, it'd be pointless because they wouldn't die. And since we live in the Shinigami realm, it brings us no amusement to kill those in the human world either. So I figured I'd have more fun if I came down here myself. Anyway, I'm surprised at how many names you've written. But I want to know why you only wrote the cause of death for that guy who was hit by the truck.
If you don't write down the cause of death, the victim dies of a heart attack. And that's probably the best thing about the Death Note, Ryuk.
Huh?
You see, I've already exhausted the list of the world's major criminals. And eventually, I'm gonna get rid of them all.
What's the point of doing that?
It's only a matter of time before people figure out that these criminals are being eliminated by someone. I want the world to know of my existence. That there's someone out there passing righteous judgment on the wicked.
Why even bother? What are you trying to achieve by passing judgment on them? I mean, why do you care?
Because I've been bored too. I wasn't ready to believe it at first. It's obvious now. There's something about the Death Note itself that makes humans want to try it out at least once. I killed them both. I killed two men. Those were human lives. It won't be overlooked. Besides, you might have passed judgment on others. No, wait. Maybe I'm wrong. This is exactly what I've been thinking about. This world is wrong. And those who are making it rot deserve to die. Someone has to do it, so why not me? Even if it means sacrificing my own mind and soul, it's worth it. Because the world can't go on like this. I wonder, what if someone else had picked up this notebook? Is there anyone out there other than me who'd be willing to eliminate the vermin from the world? If I don't do it, then who will? That's just it, there's no one. But I can do it. In fact, I'm the only one who can. I'll do it. Using the Death Note, I'll change the world. First, I wrote the names of the worst criminals I could think, like I was cleaning up the world one name at a time, so that eventually no one will ever do anything evil again. And while the truly guilty ones who deserve to be punished for their crimes die of heart attacks, the people who are less guilty but who still make trouble for others will slowly be erased through disease and accidental death. Then, and only then, the world will start moving in the right direction. It'll be a new world, free of injustice and populated by people who I've judged to be honest, kind, and hardworking.
But if you did that, it would make you the only bad person left.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a hard-working honor student who's considered to be one of Japan's best and brightest. And I will become the god of this new world.
It's just as I thought. Humans are so interesting.
Whose name is written in this notebook shall die.
Help me!
Yeah. What will happen? Death Note.
Any human who's used a Death Note can either hell for eternity.
I want the world to know of my existence. That there's someone out there passing righteous judgment on the wicked. And I will become the god of this new world.
He found himself overwhelmed with happiness and satisfaction, knowing that in the long run, his dream had seriously what happened to Dad. All right then, Yagami, please recite this line for us.
Sure.
That'll get me past the first layer of security.
Having finally made his dream a reality, he was overwhelmed, both by the magnitude of his achievement and by the joy and happiness that it brought him.
That was very well done, but I'm not surprised, of course. Absolutely flawless. Very good.
Hey, Biz just had a word in my ear.
Well then, leave it at that for today.
VIP's a nobody, but Biz says he has access to sensitive info we can use to wrap this mission up.
I thought it'd never end. How do you do this every day? It's so boring here. Hey, where you going? Hey, Light, are you listening?
Don't talk to me. Unlike you people can still hear me when I talk out loud.
Well, aren't you boring?
Hey, what's up, Light? We were just gonna head down
Sorry, I'm a little busy.
You don't have anything to do. Aren't you just gonna go home and hang out with me as usual?
Let's overdrive.
Of course I have something to do. Yes, something very important.
There is more violence across the city today. Another stabbing, this time at a restaurant in the heart of the Kabukicho district of Shinjuku.
Hey, Light. I'm talking to you.
What is it?
Why are you working so hard?
Can't afford to waste any time. very small window to write names in this notebook. I only have from when I get home from school until I go to bed. I still need to sleep so I can maintain my average and stay at the top of my class. Obviously, I can't be sleeping in class. Plus, there's all the studying at home and at cram school. I can't let myself get too tired. It'll start to affect my health and my mental performance. If I'm serious about trying to create an ideal world that's free from evil, then I need to make the most of my time.
Hey, Light, what's going on? Why is your door locked?
It's Sayu. What is it?
Can you help me with my homework?
Yeah, okay.
We're doing quadratic equations in math. Sorry to interrupt. I know you're studying right now, but I'm like the only person in my class who doesn't get this stuff. Thanks so much.
No problem.
I'd be careful if I were you. If anyone else touches that notebook you've got hidden in the table right now, they'll be able to see me too.
He waits till now to mention that important detail? Damn shit, got me.
What's wrong? Are you alright?
It's nothing. So, what exactly don't you understand? What do you say?
I think all of it.
There have been 52 deaths that we're aware of, and that's just in the past week. Every single one of them involved a heart attack. They were all criminals who were either being held in prison or who were wanted by police for outstanding crimes. And I think it's safe to say there are other criminals whose deaths are unaccounted for.
In which case, the death toll could be well over 100.
Morning, Chief. They started the meeting without you.
That's fine. I had to take an urgent call from headquarters. At any rate, these were criminals who were probably facing execution sooner or later. Perhaps we shouldn't...
Why should it matter whether it's a criminal or someone innocent? Last time I checked, murder was still murder.
It's still too early to consider these a homicide.
Then how did all these people have heart attacks at the exact same time? That's not coincidence, it's murder!
You think it's possible to simultaneously kill all these people in different locations?
We're treating this as an elaborate murder plot that's been carried out by a large organization.
If it is a large organization, I'm sure I'm not alone in suspecting the FBI or CIA.
I dare you to say that again! Now, this is not the time to be joking around. We need to confirm that these are indeed homicides and not coincidences.
How? Autopsy results show that in all of these cases, the victims died of a sudden heart attack.
Investigating a series of heart attacks is pointless. I don't see what else we can learn.
Absolutely. If these people have been shot or stabbed, at least we have something to go on.
If that's the case, it looks as if we'll have no choice but to bring in help.
Chief, what's this Elder talking about?
Right. I forgot that it's your first time at this conference. We don't know El's whereabouts. In fact, we still don't even know what he looks like. However, he's managed to solve every case he's ever taken on. And he's tackled some of the greatest mysteries this world has ever known. He hides in the shadows, but he's the best of the best. A last resort, our trump card.
But I've heard this L is extremely arrogant. I understand he'll only take on cases that he's personally interested in. That's exactly right. Besides, we don't even know how to contact him.
L is already on the move. Gentlemen, L has already begun his investigation into these incidents.
Huh? Who's that? That man's the only known person who can contact L. Nobody knows his true identity either.
Please be silent. L would now like to address the delegates.
Flux rifle. Eco winder.
Greetings to all of you at the ICPO. I am L.
What are we doing here anyway? I don't understand why we're sneaking around this dump. Tell me.
Isn't it obvious? You told me that anyone who touches the Death Note will be able to see you. I can't afford to carry something this dangerous with me anymore. Up until now, I thought that if my family ever saw the notebook, I could tell them I was keeping records of various criminals in preparation for becoming a
That was
detective.
like a sumo wrestler samurai. That's sick.
I'm walking a very fine line right now. I don't want to think
like a
about
beetle or
it, but
something
if I make
too.
one mistake, I might end
Beetle
up killing my own
sumo
family.
wrestler samurai. Alright, let's see how much standing I have here.
The difficulty of this case lies in its
3,280, alright,
unprecedented
we're on our way
scope.
there.
Make no mistake, We're witnessing an atrocious act of mass murder, one that is unforgivable. This case cannot be solved without the full cooperation of the ICPO, that is, all of the police organizations you represent throughout the world. You need to make the decision to fully support the investigation at this meeting. Also, I require additional cooperation from Japan's National Police Agency.
What? Why Japan in particular?
Whether the guilty party is an individual or a group, there's a strong possibility that they're Japanese. And even if they're not, we can be sure they're hiding in Japan.
Damn, that's the best way to get standing.
Why Japan, you ask? I think I'll be able to provide you with proof of it after I directly confront.
Let's see.
A direct confrontation?
Got that from one run.
At any rate, I would like to set up the investigation headquarters in Japan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to say 5 more runs, I'll have it.
That was easier to make than I thought it'd be.
Huh? Does that mean you were able to hide the notebook?
Yeah, let's go do it again.
Yeah. I hid it right here in this drawer.
But it doesn't seem to be particularly
5 or
well
6 more
hidden.
runs.
You left the key in the lock.
That's the whole point. I intentionally left the key in the most noticeable place I could think of.
Isn't that just a regular diary?
That's what it is. I'm guessing that once most people find the diary inside my desk, that'll probably satisfy their curiosity. But the real key is this. Just an everyday item that you'd expect to find lying around on my desk. A regular ballpoint pen. And all I need is this part.
So that's the key?
Yeah. If you look closely, you'll find that there's a small hole underneath the drawer. Then you just insert this.
Ah, a fake bottom. The diary will distract most people, so I doubt anyone will find it.
But that's not all. Even if someone figures out that there's a fake base, I've set things up so that there's no way they could get their hands on the notebook. You see, once the ink reservoir is inserted, it acts as an insulator, preventing the flow of electricity around the circuit. When the fake base of the drawer is put back, this piece of rubber also prevents the flow of electricity.
This guy's light. Y'all gonna be ready to burn his whole family down.
The circuit would connect, and that would ignite the gasoline contained in this thin plastic casing, instantly setting the notebook on fire. The way I've got it set up, all the evidence would be completely destroyed. If I'm ever questioned, I'll just say that I was hiding the real diary because I didn't want anyone to see it. It sounds like a pretty believable excuse. I mean, it is my diary after all.
I've heard of humans finding death notes in labs, and typically the biggest problem they have is finding a good place to hide. But you, Light, you're probably the first to have given it this much thought. Though it's a pretty risky setup from the look of it.
Get him.
If you make even the slightest mistake, you could be badly burned.
Really?
You say the strangest things sometimes. This whole thing has been a risk since the very beginning, from the moment I obtained the death note. I'm sorry, but compared to that, this doesn't even qualify as a risk to me. In fact, it actually protects me. It all comes down to a choice. Would I prefer to be executed or deal with a little house fire?
In the West Tokyo Penitentiary, Naoki Kurotsukayama, originally sentenced to 15 years for armed robbery, is reported to have died of a sudden heart attack at the age of 32. This is just the most recent death in a steadily growing number of cases involving inmates dying.
This is unbelievable. Criminals are dropping like flies lately.
It's a little scary, but at the same time, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, just make sure you don't do anything bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if the police were behind this. No way. The police don't have that kind of power. Don't you know about him?
Huh? About who?
Kira. You know, Kira.
I wonder who's going to be killed next.
Ryuk, you should check this out.
Huh?
Websites like this are popping up everywhere lately.
The Legend of Kira the Sailor. Sounds pretty cool. Is this about you?
Yeah. I think they've taken the name Kira from the English word killer. Can't say I'm too happy about that, but it looks like that's the name they've decided to give me. When I search the word Kira, I'm pulling up tons of sites just like this one. The media hasn't picked up on it. They're still calling this a succession of unexplained deaths among the world's most hardened criminals. But the people of the world can already sense that there's something happening. They know there's someone out there passing righteous judgment. Oh? Human beings are like that, Ryuk. Although this would probably never happen in school, let's say that students were asked to discuss whether bad people deserve to die. Well, you can bet that everyone would give the politically correct answer.
It's just
Killing is wrong.
to kill people.
That's what they're bound to say.
Yep.
Of course, that's the correct response to give, right?
Yep.
Humans will always try to maintain appearances when they're in public. That's just how we are. But this
But
is
it
how
is
they
wrong.
really feel. Most are too afraid to support me as they're worried about what others will think. Many would rather deny my existence. But on the internet, where you can remain anonymous, support for Kira is growing. Maybe people are afraid to say it out loud, but they all
But
understand
if
what's
somebody
happening.
else was doing the
Someone's
killing,
making the bad guys disappear one by one.
I have
Those who have done
no blood on
wrong
my
are
hands.
cheering for Kira in their hearts because they have nothing to fear, while those who have done wrong are on the run. They're forced to hide from
As
an
long as
unknown
it's
enemy.
nothing but bad
This
people.
is how it should be. It's perfect. Everything is going just like I planned.
For example, murderers.
We'd like to apologize for the interruption. As of now, we're bringing you a live worldwide broadcast from Interpol's ICPO.
What, are we connected now? Oh, we have a feed. Okay.
We now take you live to the ICPO. I head up an international police task force which includes all member nations. I am Lind L. Taylor, otherwise known as L.
Who is this guy?
So this is how it all begins.
But sir, I don't get it. He's never actually shown his face before, right? Why would he choose to do it now?
It must mean L's serious about this. L, we followed every single one of your orders. Now it's time for you to prove what you said to the ICPO.
Criminals around the world are being murdered by a serial killer. I consider this crime to be the most atrocious act of murder in history. I will not rest until the person or persons responsible are brought to justice. Kira, I will hunt you down. I will find you.
He seems certain he'll catch you. That fool. He'll never find me. He'll have to get this first. And as long as the police don't find it, there won't be any evidence to convict me. Which means that catching me will be absolutely impossible. I anticipated that the police would get involved and that something like this might happen.
Kira, I've got a pretty good idea what your motivation might be, and I can guess what you hope to achieve. However, what you're doing right now is evil.
You think I'm evil? I am justice! I protect the innocent and those who fear evil! I'm the one who will become the god of a new world that everyone desires! All those who would oppose that god, they are the ones who are truly evil! I guess you're just too stupid, L. Too bad. This could have been a lot more interesting if you'd only been a bit smarter.
Damn.
I'll show the world what happens when you cross me. The entire world is watching.
They're gonna see that you're evil.
5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2.
They're gonna see you don't only kill bad people.
What's wrong? You got nothing else to say?
I had to test this just in case, but I never thought it would actually happen. Kira, it seems you can kill people without having to be there in person. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't just witnessed it. Listen to me, kid. If you did indeed kill Lind L. Taylor, the man who you just saw die on television, I should tell you that he was an inmate whose execution was scheduled for today. That was not me.
What?
The police arrested him in absolute secrecy, so you wouldn't have heard about him on TV or through the internet. It appears that not even you have access to information about these types of criminals.
He got you there.
But I assure you, L is real. I do exist. Now, try to kill me.
You bastard.
What's wrong?
Damn.
He's really taking this too far. Are you trying to kill yourself, Elle?
What's going on?
Look, it's Kira versus Elle.
This is great.
Amazing. Do it, Kira! Someone stop this.
Can't you do it? Well, Kira, it seems that you can't kill me after all.
So there are some people you can't kill.
Mm-hmm.
You've given me a useful hint.
Let me return the favor. I'll tell you something that I think you'll find interesting. Although this was announced as a worldwide broadcast, the truth is, we are only broadcasting in the Kanto region of Japan. I had planned to broadcast this message around the world until we found you, but it looks like that won't be necessary. I now know where you are.
This Elle guy is pretty good.
The police treated your first killing as an unrelated incident, but in actuality, the first of your victims was a suspect in Shinjuku. Of all the criminals that have recently died of heart attacks, this one's crime was by far the least serious. Furthermore, this crime was only ever reported inside Japan.
I use that information to deduce this much.
You are in Japan, and your first victim was little more than an experiment, which means that you haven't been killing for very long. We decided to broadcast in Kanto first because of its large population, and luckily, we found you. To be completely honest with you, I never expected that things would go this well, but it won't be too long now before I am able to sentence you to death.
Elle has certainly lived up to his reputation.
Uh-huh. He proved that Kira exists, that the deaths were murders, and that he is here in Japan.
Naturally, I'm very interested to know how you're able to commit these murders without being present, but I don't mind waiting a little bit longer.
You can answer all of my questions when I catch you.
Let's meet again soon.
Really? He's going to sentence me to death? Sounds interesting. I accept your challenge, Elle.
Each of them has to hunt down the other without knowing the other's name or face. And the first one whose identity is revealed will die. Humans are so much fun.
Elle, Kira. I will hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am justice.
I'm not the one who's going to find Elle. I can let the police do that for me. And when they do, that's when I'll eliminate him. Looks like I may be able to provide you with more entertainment, Ryuk.
Zodian.
Greetings to all of you at the ICPO. I am Elle. Whether the guilty party is an individual or a group, there's a strong possibility that they're Japanese.
Kira, I've got a pretty good idea what your motivation might be, and I can guess what you hope to achieve. However, what you're doing right now is evil.
Bastard.
Try to kill me.
I am justice. I protect the innocent and those who fear evil. I'm the one who become the god of a new world that everyone desires.
You're hunt you down wherever you're hiding, and I will eliminate you. I am justice.
All right, let's start with the tip line reports.
Yes, sir. Up to this point, we've received 3,029 responses about the murders via telephone and email. Most of these have been curious citizens and prank calls, but there are 14 people who claim to either know Kira or who have seen him. All 14 accounts were followed up on and carefully documented. However, nobody could provide any information that wasn't already publicly available. And lastly, this week there were an additional 21 people who called in claiming to be... We didn't want to rule anything out, so we followed standard procedure and created files for all 21 of them.
Ah, boy.
All right, on to the victim reports.
Yes, sir. Upon further investigation, we have confirmed that information of the heart attack victims was in fact publicly available in Japan immediately prior to their deaths. Also, concerning L's request that we investigate the time of death for each victim, we found that all of them occurred between the hours of 4 p.m. and 2 a.m. on weekdays, local time, with 68% of them occurring between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m. Holidays appear to be the exception to this rule, as the times of death vary much more widely than during the week.
That information is extremely relevant for us. It suggests that given the times of death, our suspect could very well be a student. Based on the fact that Kira is only killing criminals, I think it's safe to assume that he's driven by a very realistic emotion. It's highly possible he may use his mind to function godlike. We're dealing with an individual who has a very childish concept of right and wrong. Of course, this is but still, I recommend you re-examine any assumptions you've made as to whether or not our suspect could be a student. We must consider every possibility. I believe that is the shortest route to finding and arresting Kira. Please, continue.
Oh, right. Does anyone else have something they'd like to add?
Yes, sir.
What is it, Matsuda?
Well, I'm not saying this to support Kira or to condone the murders, but in the last few days throughout the world, but especially here in Japan, we've observed a dramatic decrease in the number of violent crimes committed.
Well, I suppose it makes sense. We've suspected something like that would happen. Anything else? Well, that about sums up our report for today. Nell?
Thank you, everyone. I feel we're one step closer to finding Kira. Before I go, I'm afraid I have one additional request to make. This is directed to the teams investigating the victims, TV news, and internet. I would like you to go back and take a closer look at the exact way in which the victims' identities were made public. Be as thorough as possible.
In particular, I want to know if photos of the victims were made available to the public in Japan.
I'll leave it to you.
Chief! You look like you could use one of these. Sleeping much?
Thank you. That'll do the trick. I feel all these late nights are starting to take their toll.
And bullet jump pulls up the damn
About
thing.
what I said earlier at our meeting. Well, now that I think about it, I'm sure everyone already knew that. I wanted to apologize.
What on earth are you talking about? Nobody said it would be easy to speak the truth, but it has to be done, especially when it's something that isn't easy to say. Having said that, if you'd gone on to say that we should commend Kira for doing such a great job of reducing violent crime, then yes, I might have had a little problem with that.
Oh, no. No, I wouldn't. That would never happen.
I'm just kidding.
I knew I could count on you, Light.
Hey, so do you think you're ready to try you on your own now?
Huh? Yeah, I guess so. Oh, sounds like Dad's home.
Welcome home, dear.
He's home really early today.
Hey! Why don't you at least try the last problem by yourself?
I will, but maybe after dinner.
Yeah, right.
Helping your sister with her homework. You sure are relaxed.
Of course. If the
police try to come after me, I'm pretty confident I've got something that'll give me the advantage. Hey, glad you could join us for dinner. You hungry, Dad?
Yeah, it's been a long day. So, Light, tell me, how are your studies going?
Everything's okay, I guess.
Whatever. He's at the top of his class. My big brother's a genius.
That's my son. We're all proud of you, right?
You doing okay, Dad?
Yeah, I'm not able to say too much about it, but this case I'm working on now is really tough.
I see. Well, Daddy's a policeman. And that must be the reason why you're so confident.
That's right. It's easy for me to hack into Dad's computer. We're on a home network, so I can copy the files I need without leaving a trace. This way I can keep track of their investigation. There we go. Well, isn't that interesting? Looks like the police are already beginning to suspect a student.
I guess that means you're in trouble.
If the cause of death is written within 40 seconds of writing the person's name, it will happen. If the cause of death is not specified, the person will simply die of a heart attack. After writing the cause of death, details of the death should be written in the next 6 minutes and 40 seconds. That sound right to you, Ryuk?
So what's your point?
In other words, if I write heart attack as the cause of death, then I should be able to write down all the details, including time of death afterwards, shouldn't I? Looks like I'll be able to provide you with more entertainment now.
Zodian. And some Phasma.
Inmate 148, what's wrong? Snap out of it!
What? I don't believe this. Another 23 victims yesterday? Are these confirmed?
Yes.
The day before, there were another 23 victims. He's killing one off every hour on the hour.
Considering that this new pattern has been going on for 2 weekdays,
It does punch some holes in the theory that our suspect is a student.
Maybe not. Anybody can skip 2 days of school.
You're missing the point. It does appear less likely now that Kira is a student, but that's not the message he's sending by doing this. Ask yourselves, why every hour? And why are all these victims in prisons where they are sure to be discovered immediately? Why not other criminals like before? I believe Kira is telling us that not only can he kill from a distance, but he can also determine the time of death.
But something's not right. As soon as we began to suspect that Kira might be a student, the pacing of the killings changed, as if to contradict that theory. Coincidence? No.
I think
Too
not.
convenient. This can only mean that Kira has access to police information. It's obvious now. This is a direct challenge to me.
I'd say L is probably starting to sweat a little by now. What'll really make his job difficult is that I've deliberately left about 50 criminals alive for times like this.
Oh?
If L's as good as they say, by now he should be starting to suspect someone with connections to the police.
So Kira has found a way to obtain information from the task force headquarters. This is one fact that cannot be ignored. But what does he get out of all this? What is he hoping to achieve in the end?
There's one thing I don't get. Showing them you have connections to the police makes it easier for them to find you than when they just suspected you were a student.
Well, my real agenda is to get close to Elle so I can eliminate her.
How are you gonna do that?
We still don't understand human beings. In this world, there are very few people who actually trust each other. And it's no different for the police, you know. What's especially important is that Elle and the investigators don't trust each other at all. Think about it. Could you trust someone whose name and face you don't even know? When Elle discovers that I'm somehow getting confidential information, he'll be obligated to start investigating the police to find the source of the leak. When that happens, it'll only be a matter of time before the police start resenting Elle. On the surface, it will appear that Elle and the investigation team are working together to try to catch me. But in reality, Elle will investigate the police, and they will be investigating Elle. I'm not the one who's going to find Elle. I can let the police do that for me. And when they do, that's when I'll eliminate him.
Elle would investigate the police,
What's
but
this
why would the
about?
police investigate him?
With all due respect, Chief, we're resigning. We demand that you assign us to a different case. Otherwise, you can have our badges right here and now.
Why? You're good cops.
Isn't it clear? It's because we value our lives, sir.
If what Elle says is true, Kira has some ESP-like power that somehow allows him to kill people indirectly, from anywhere.
Well, if I were Kira, sir, I'd probably want to try and get rid of the people who are trying to catch me.
Let's face it, he knows he'll be sentenced to death if he's caught.
We all sat here and watched when Elle decided to pull that media stunt and challenged Kira to kill him. Well, it was all very impressive at the time. But then again, Elle never had to show his face or reveal his name for that matter. I'm sure you recall Elle's last request. He asked that we take a closer look at how these victims' identities were made public, and specifically to determine whether photos of the victims were available to the public prior to their deaths. Well, it turns out he was right. Every single one of those victims' names and photos were broadcast to the Japanese public, and then they died. Unlike some of you know, we're out there investigating this case wearing police IDs with our names and photos on them. Anybody with a computer can find out who we are. We don't hide our faces, we're out in the open.
Sir, the truth is we could be killed by Kira at any time.
For these reasons, we refuse to continue working this case. Excuse us, Chief.
Hey, stop! All of you! Hold it right there!
In order to solve this problem, we must establish the concept that x squared equals large x. Now pay attention to this. Before we tackle more complex quadratic, we have to start thinking of large x's value as simply the multiple of 2 integers. Now, let's apply this concept to our
We brought the FBI to Japan 4 days ago. They're fully operational. As requested, they're now gathering intel on the police.
And this is the complete list?
Yes.
There are 141 people in the police force who have access to classified information regarding the investigation. I am sure that somewhere in this list of police officers and the people closest to them, we will find our suspect.
Light, you got a second?
I already told you, you can't talk to me in public. How many times do I have to tell you?
In that case, I'll talk, you just listen. If you don't want to hear me, you can plug your ears or something. First of all, I don't have anything against you. I actually think the notebook couldn't have been picked up by a better person. I'm here because I have to stick around till the death note is finished, or I see you die, whichever comes first. But make no mistake, Light, I'm not on your side or Elle's side.
Well, I knew that much already.
You'll never hear me say anything about whether what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm not here to support you or give you my opinion. I'm just a spectator. But as your roommate, I might have a few things to say now and then.
What's this about? Why are you telling me all this stuff now anyway?
It's just that I'm no ally of yours, or Kira's if you prefer. The only reason I'm going to tell you this is because personally it started to creep me out.
Get to the point already.
You're being followed by another human. He's watching you right now.
The hell? I wasn't doing your quest.
It's really starting to get on my nerves. I realize there's no way he can see me. But because I'm always following behind you wherever you go, I feel like I'm constantly being watched.
That's a problem. I'll have to get rid of him as soon as possible. Who would be following me? Does this mean Elle is already starting to suspect the police? If he's gonna investigate the police, he'll need a lot of resources and manpower. Even if he has as many as 50 people on the case, I don't see how they could ever figure out that I'm Kira. I shouldn't look like anything other than your average high school senior. But the longer I let this person keep following me, the greater the chances they'll figure out who I really am. Above all, I need my stalker's name. Once I figure that out, I can get rid of him for good.
Light. I'm gonna let you in on a secret. What makes a Shinigami and a human who has a death note different? Well, there are two things. And why do Shinigami have to write the names of humans in their death notes? You got any ideas?
Of course not. Why would I know that? You know, you sure are talkative today.
It's because we are able to take human lifespans for ourselves.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean by that?
Let's say you have a human who is due to live until the age of 60, and a god of death wrote that this person would die at 40. 60 minus 40 equals 20. Now those 20 years taken from someone in the human world are added to that god of death's life. So it means that as long as we don't slack off, even if someone was to shoot us in the head, or stab us in the heart with a knife, a god of death cannot die. On the other hand, no matter how many names you write in your death note, your lifespan will not increase. That is the first difference between gods of death and humans who possess a death note.
That's something about Shinigami that I haven't heard before. Pretty interesting stuff.
The second difference between us will probably be of even greater interest to you. Though this has less to do with lengthening life and more to do with cutting it short.
What do you mean cutting it short?
Shinigami can tell what a person's name is by just looking at their face. We know instantly. And do you have any idea why? Because through a Shinigami's eyes, a human's name can be seen. Not only that, we see their lifespan as well.
Their name and lifespan?
That's right. I'm able to see your name and lifespan right now. If I converted that to human time, I could tell you how many years you've got left, but there's no way I'd ever tell you that. I may have a big mouth, but even I wouldn't go that far. Shinigami never have to worry that they won't be able to kill a person just because they don't know their name. And every time we do take a life, we always know exactly how many years we're going to receive. Our eyes just aren't the same, and that is the difference between you and I. However, if a Shinigami drops his death note and a human picks it up, he can grant that human the eyes of a Shinigami. But only if a deal is made, one that's been with us since ancient times.
And what's the deal?
The price for having a Shinigami's eyes is half of that person's remaining lifespan. That's all it is.
Half of my remaining lifespan?
Yeah. In other words, if you were supposed to live another 50 years, if it was one more year than 6 months.
I see. And since you've made it clear you're not on anyone's side, you won't help me out, you wouldn't just give me the names of people I wanted to kill. Basically, you're saying that I can't simply borrow your powers. I'd have to pay for it.
That's right. It's a key part of the code that all Shinigami are bound by. I'll say this once more. Give me half your remaining lifespan, and I'll give you the Shinigami eyes.
If I agree, I'll be able to know everyone's name just by looking at them. If I had that power, the Death Note would only be easier to use.
So, what'll it be, Light? Is it a deal?
Everything has turned out exactly as I wrote it in the Death Note to the last detail. 11:45. Dot. Everything's going just as I planned. The Death Note never fails.
All right.
What? I don't believe this. Another 23 victims yesterday? Are these confirmed?
As soon as we began to suspect that Kira might be a student, the pacing of the killings changed, as if to contradict that theory. This can only mean that Kira has access to police information.
When El discovers that I'm somehow getting confidential information, he'll be obligated to start investigating the police to find the source of the leak.
You're being followed by another human. He's watching you right now.
That's a problem. I'll have to get rid of him as soon as possible.
Because through a Shinigami's eyes, a human's name can be seen above their head. Not only that, we see their lifespan as well. However, if a Shinigami drops his Death Note and a human picks it up, he can grant that human the eyes of a Shinigami. The price for having a Shinigami's eyes is half of that person's remaining lifespan. That's all it is. So, what'll it be, Light? Is it a deal?
Has anyone seen Ryuk around lately? Maybe he was serious about losing his Death Note.
It was probably picked up by some human before he could get to it.
No way! And he'd be stuck there till the end of that human's life or until the Death Note was destroyed. That could take a while.
Yeah, I can't picture Ryuk doing something so boring. But you know what? I actually heard he was carrying 2 Death Notes. Seriously? Why would he need 2? Beats me. I'll never understand the guy.
So, the price for receiving the eyes of a Shinigami is no more than half of my remaining lifespan? That's it.
Yes. Well then, do we have a deal or not?
Ryuk. This deal is out of the question.
Huh?
Let's get this straight. My plan is to create an ideal new world free from evil and all criminals, and I intend to reign as a god in that world for a very long time. I might consider the deal if it lengthened my life, but not if I die sooner. I figured you, of all people, should know I wouldn't take this deal.
Yeah, I still felt I should tell you that the deal existed just in case. Anyway, I've done my part. I don't need you complaining I didn't tell you this early on.
This is what you call telling me early on? Don't you think you're a little late? I don't see why you couldn't have told me this when we met. Or better yet, you could have simply included it in the instructions for the Death Note.
Good point. He's not the slightest bit daunted by the fact that I'm a Shinigami. He doesn't suck up to me, and he seems to have no problem giving me a hard time.
Well, you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me ahead of time? Shinigami?
No, nothing else. Probably.
Really? That's too bad.
What do you mean?
You know, Ryuk, I might have seriously considered the deal if you'd offered me wings instead of eyes. Just the idea of flying around freely in the sky sounds very godlike. After all, it's been mankind's dream since antiquity to be able to fly.
You'd stand out if you sprouted wings that flew around. Not to mention the police would have no trouble finding you.
I was only joking. Anyway, if I keep bargaining for eyes and wings and whatever else, next thing you know, I'm gonna end up becoming a real Shinigami.
Ooh.
Though, who knows? I bet that could be pretty interesting.
I wouldn't worry. Even without the eyes and the wings, you're
Foreshadowing right there.
a worthy Shinigami. The Shinigami realm is slowly rotting. We lead meaningless and empty lives. And the only reason we still take human lives is because we're afraid to die ourselves. The truth of the matter is that we no longer even know why we exist. In fact, I doubt there's any reason for our existence at all. What I'm saying is, compared to that, you're becoming a much more impressive Shinigami.
I don't know about that. I mean, from what you're telling me, it sounds like I'm doing a lot more work than they are, but I don't want to be compared to a Shinigami. I'm a human using this Death Note to make the world a better place for other humans. But I wouldn't necessarily say that the Shinigami realm is meaningless to humans either.
Huh? Why do you say that?
Well, just think about it. Whenever a Shinigami like you comes to the human world once every 100, no more like every 1,000 years, the human world changes dramatically. The existence of the Shinigami realm is extremely significant.
Really?
You told me just now that the Shinigami realm is slowly rotting, right? Well, when you return from this world, why not use what you've learned here to try and change it for the better?
Well, Light, I'm not sure why I never noticed this until now, but you're quite the positive thinker.
Yeah, of course I am. That's why I'm using the Death Note to create a better world. You have to be a positive thinker to even attempt something like this. That's it. I got it.
Got what? What's this about?
Got 400 stand for that, huh?
I think I just figured out how to find the name of the guy who was following me today.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna use the rules of the Death Note to my advantage. I already know that if I write down a cause of death, I've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to record the conditions and exact time of death. First, I need to know exactly how far I can go in terms of specifying the details of death. This should be interesting.
Yeah, it's me. Another 6 inmates were found dead last night. All were heart attacks. It's him. What? Bizarre behavior before they died? Could you be more specific? What do you mean? So they didn't just die from heart attacks?
No, what I'm saying is they all died of heart attacks, but it wasn't quite that simple. Before one of them died, he drew a pentagram on the wall of his cell using his own blood. Another left a letter, but it doesn't seem to be a will or anything meaningful. And as for the third victim, he escaped from his cell and ran all the way to the staff bathrooms before he died.
What is it, Watari?
3 more heart attack victims, but the circumstances of their deaths are different from what we've seen thus far.
What do you mean by different?
I'm sending you a copy of a letter as well as pictures taken at the scene.
Okay. It sounds like he was afraid that Kira would find him. It's believable that our victim might have been genuinely afraid and wrote this, but we know Kira can control the time of death. What if he can also determine the actions in the moments leading up to death? In which case...
Chief. We can't release details of these men's deaths to the media. As far as they're concerned, these are just heart attacks. I have reason to believe that Kira was performing some kind of test using these criminals. And if that's the case, we'd only be giving him the results if this information is leaked to the public.
Right, I understand.
So now he's experimenting on his victims?
He's playing with people's lives as if all this was just a game. It's unforgivable.
If Kira is really using criminals as test subjects, what is he trying to achieve? Look at this, Luke. I think we're in luck. The results of yesterday's little test have already been downloaded onto my dad's computer. And these results are just as I expected. The Death Note will work for me.
What do you mean by that?
One of them escaped and ran into the bathroom I had specified for the death. Another one drew the same symbol I had drawn in the Death Note before he died. Finally, a third wrote the same letter I had written in the death note, word for word. All three did exactly what I intended them to do. For the other three inmates, I purposely wrote conditions that were virtually impossible. With the first one, I wrote that he would die in front of the Eiffel Tower in 1 hour. However, everyone knows that it's physically impossible to go from a prison in Japan to Paris, France in only 1 hour. Since this couldn't happen, he simply died of a heart attack in prison. The next was supposed to draw an exact picture of Elle's face on the prison wall. This also didn't happen. You can't draw someone you've never seen.
Makes sense.
With the last one, I tried something slightly different. I specified that he would write a note that read, "I know that Elle is suspicious of the Japanese police." To be honest, I actually expected this one to work, but it didn't end up happening. Which means, it's impossible to make someone write what they don't already know. Or, at the very least, it has to be the kind of thing that they could come up with on their own. Basically, even the death note can't make it impossible. But, as long as it's within the realistic limits of what that person might do, I can control them as much as I want before they die.
That's very clever. But what's all this leading to? What's the point?
These latest victims will no doubt keep Elle and the police guessing. Even as we speak, he's probably trying to decipher all the clues I've left, especially that little note. That absolutely meaningless dying message.
If Kira used those criminals to conduct an experiment of some sort, it means he's about to start something. If he moves now, there's a good chance that the FBI will notice someone acting suspiciously. But perhaps he has a different goal in mind altogether. Could the pentagram of this letter be some kind of message? Is this it?
All right, time for the real thing.
Real thing?
Yesterday on the news, they said this drug addict tried to rob a bank but was unsuccessful. He attacked a few people and then ran away empty-handed. I'll use him. It's kinda last minute, but I'm sure I can find someone. I got a few people in mind.
A few people? For what?
You'll see. Believe it or not, I'm actually a rather popular guy.
Hello? Light? Morning.
Right there, huh? Okay.
He's still following me. Perfect. This whole thing would just be a waste of time if he wasn't tailing me.
Light!
A date?
Yeah. It's a date no matter how you look at it. And I'm sure even my stalker will see it that way.
But this isn't just a date, is it? You said that you'd figured out a way to find your stalker's name. So tell me, what do you plan on doing?
Huh? Come on. Didn't you see what I wrote in the death note? I explained it in great detail.
No. Doing that would take all the fun out of it.
In that case, just be patient and watch what happens. Sorry, did I keep you waiting?
No, not at all. Anyway, I haven't been to Spaceland since junior high. I'm so excited. And the best part is I have you all to myself.
Yeah.
During the week, he goes to school and cram school at night. Dates on his day off. A normal kid, just a hardworking senior in high school. Chief Yagami's son, Light Yagami. No cause for suspicion. At any rate, I'll be done with my surveillance today, and that'll be it.
I don't get it, Light. Didn't you say you weren't going out until entrance exams were over?
That was before I scored #1 on the national practice exams.
Oh, you're such a nerd.
him. He's here. 7 passengers, excluding him. No one's in the way. Everything should go smoothly.
Stay in your seats unless you want to die!
A bus jacking? You gotta be kidding me.
Everybody shut up! If anybody moves, I'm putting a bullet in their head! All right, driver. You listen to me. I know you've got the number for Spaceland's office on you. Call them!
Okay. This is Sasaki, calling from bus 174.
Tell them what's going on, and no tricks either.
My bus has been hijacked, and he's holding a gun to my head.
Give me that. You heard what he said. Now you listen up. Have a female staff member bring all of Spaceland's cash from yesterday. I know it's there. Have her meet us 2 bus stops from the park, and don't make me wait. If you mess with me at all, or try to get the police involved, I swear I'll kill every one of these passengers.
Yuri, don't be scared. As soon as he turns around, I'm going to grab the gun out of his hand.
Don't be stupid. That's risky. If it comes to that, I'll take care of it. It's okay. We don't have to pass notes back and forth. As long as we keep it going, we won't be able to hear our voices over the sound of the engine.
Do you have any proof that you're not his accomplice? Why should we trust you?
Accomplice?
Yes, I've read about this before. The first hijacker comes in like he's working alone. Meanwhile, a second one pretends to be a hostage and stays in the very back just in case something goes wrong. What's the matter?
You really think he is one?
I have no choice. I'm sure Light Yagami isn't Kira. If he was, he could just kill this guy with a heart attack. Here's my proof. Take a look.
FBI? I see. El needed an outsider, so we got the FBI to investigate anyone connected to the Japanese police. His name is Ray Penrose. I trust you. And I guess for the time being, I won't bother asking what an FBI agent is doing on the bus in the first place. Do you have a gun?
Yeah, I think.
So if it comes down to it, I can rely on you.
Shut the hell up, you old hag! You want me to shoot you right now?
That's right. This guy. His face was all over the local news just a few days ago. Some junkie who tried to rob a bank ended up killing 3 people before he got away. He's extremely dangerous.
We're safe. He won't shoot us. In fact, he's not gonna do anything.
Don't move, you little punk! What the hell is that? Smartass! You guys were planning something back here, weren't you?
Damn it. If he sees that note from before, he'll find out the Light was planning to jump him and take his gun away.
Plans for a date, huh? Stupid kid.
Gotcha.
Who the hell are you? You in the very back. What do you think you're doing? Don't mess with me! How long have you been hiding back there?
What's this? You're talking to me? So you mean you can actually see me right now?
Stay there, you! You! Keep away from me, you freak!
This isn't good. He's hallucinating.
Everyone, get down!
Oh, I get it. That little note that Light accidentally dropped was actually torn from the pages of the Death Note itself.
Oh.
Since he tricked this guy into touching the paper, he's the only other one on the bus who can see me. That's so smart.
Get away!
Sorry, pal. I'm a Shinigami, so I'm afraid your bullets aren't gonna kill me. Anyone who touches the Death Note can see me. I have to stay till the Death Note is finished, or I see you die, whichever comes first. And a Shinigami can't die from being shot. I've said all these things at one time or another. Well, he is the top-ranked student in the country. Guess I shouldn't be surprised. He even used this hijacking as a way to get the guy following him to willingly give up his name.
It's not the bus! Let me off!
Ride the bus. Ride the bus. Good run, good run. The fish person right here.
11:45 on the dot. Everything went just as I planned.
Prepare for that inevitability.
Kiichiro Osoreda, accidental death. Boards the 11:31 Spaceland-bound bus near the eastern entrance to the park, holding a loaded gun and attempts to hijack the
45,
bus.
35, not worth
Sees
it.
a horrific phantom and
This
empties
might
his
be.
gun trying to kill it. Terrified, he flees the bus. Immediately afterwards, at 11:45, he dies when struck by a car.
I'll leave you to it.
The death note never fails. You will be next, Ray Penber.
Till next time.
Almost 5,000. 4,500. That's at 5 right now. 37 times 2 would be 7,400. 49 times 5. Say 50 times 5. 50 would be 25.
It's just as I thought.
Then 500?
He doesn't suspect me at all. The remaining investigators will all die of heart attacks.
1950.
Farewell, Ray Penber.
31 right here. 15. 1,500. 1,550 maybe. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go to
You there?
Yeah?
Listen carefully. I came to Japan as part of a secret investigation, so the local police can't find out that I
understand. I promise I won't tell anyone that I met you, and of course, that includes my father.
Well, then, please excuse me.
It's just as I thought. Anyway, I don't want the police to know that I've come into contact with an FBI agent either. If my father ever found out, there's no doubt he'd let Elle know.
Alright. Put that right there. Alright, I'm gonna get the frick on out of here.